Good morning, listeners, and good morning, wrestling. It is August 7th, 2017, and you've made it to Good Morning Wrestling. You're here with The Slew and
Charles X.
And Charles, how are you doing today?
Doing well. Enjoying another morning.
Monday morning, to be exact. No wrestling to watch, no pay-per-view last night.
Well, we have wrestling tonight. Monday Night Raw.
Yeah, so there's that to look forward to. Yep. We got 3 nights of wrestling in a row, 4 if you count GFW, and I don't see why you wouldn't. And I guess, who knows, they might be having matches in the G1 today or yesterday also, so there's no telling, I don't know. You damn fools out there with all your different wrestlings.
There's a lot of wrestling to watch. A lot to choose from.
Hell yeah, and it's hard to not choose, you know, it's hard to watch everything. That's a pretty crazy feat. If you're, I mean, Dave Meltzer does it, but he's getting paid, you know?
I mean, that's his job.
Yeah.
So, it wouldn't be that hard if that was your job.
Watching every single show, every match. So much Japanese. You think Dave Meltzer knows Japanese?
No.
You know,
I don't think so. He might pull that one out. Who knows? I've
only ever seen him in pictures before. Like, I always just hear his voice normally over a phone, and then, like, there might be a picture of him there. And, I saw him, like, in an interview just in person. And didn't look as much like how I thought he would look, to be honest. He doesn't really seem like a nerdy guy like I thought he was. Like, he seems nerdy. But he seems like I thought he'd be in, like, a suit. Maybe even like a brown suit.
I don't know. That's very oddly specific.
I don't know. He was just in like...
I don't know. This guy thought he'd be in a brown suit. I don't like the cut of his jib.
I don't dislike the cut of his jib. I just think... I mean, I know it's the only jib he's got, so I'm not going to hate.
Just imagine if anyone else, like, in life, like, you ask someone their opinion of somebody, and they're like, I don't know. I thought he'd be wearing a brown suit. Well, I don't know about this guy. Not a very trustworthy fellow. But...
That's not... You know,
Meltzer kind of looks like George Bush. To me, not a whole lot, but...
He looks like this guy that I know.
I think it's just his jaw. Like his mouth and jaw.
He has like a round chin.
You even hearing me right now?
Mm-hmm. His mouth and his jaw?
George Bush?
Yeah, I heard you.
Kind of looks like a monkey. I thought you'd go into that.
Oh, well, yeah, he kind of looks like a monkey.
It's really not racist when you say white people are monkeys either.
No,
isn't that weird?
Yeah.
I'm not racist. I love monkeys.
Yeah, monkeys are cool. We're
feeling it today.
You know, you eat monkeys, you get Ebola, and then you spread that shit, and then whole countries go down. So, don't be eating those monkeys. Don't be eating those bats. Speaking of monkeys and bats,
who's a cheeky monkey?
The listeners are.
No, you are.
Damn.
You still set me up for it.
I was trying not to.
Like I'm Tommy Maitland.
Speaking of Tommy Maitland, Paige says that she's going to return soon.
Jumping right in.
Yeah, hell yeah. What do you mean jump? I'm ready. I'm
was
ready.
There a segue
there was no segue.
Okay, because I was like, was there something that I missed?
There was kind of. If we would have went off of bats, I could have been like, she's dark like the bat. But then you went Tommy Maitland, and I was like, speaking of Tommy Maitland, Paige, I don't know.
Okay, well, we'll turn the page on that one, and we'll go right into this. She says she's returning soon, but I mean, I could say that I'm going to debut soon, and it's not going to happen.
I think she could return soon. I mean, though there are lots of good fighting women on each brand already. She brings like a different thing, you know. She's dark.
Yeah,
there are no other
main event woman talent.
There's no other dark women really like that. Like none.
Yeah, that's true.
Imagine her and Bayley on a tag team. Granted, there's no women tag team division, but that'd be funny because they're like polar opposites. You know what I mean? Like a dark. Well, I guess Paige never really has acted emo.
I mean, she has the appearance, kind of. Not necessarily emo. More like I don't really know what it's called nowadays.
Goth is what I would say.
Okay,
like the main, I would say like hardcore. You know, but
I like that too.
Yeah, I would say like she runs with like
the
hardcore
scene.
I would say hardcore scene is what I would say. Not like a scene chick. I'm literally saying like looks like she'd run in the hardcore scene.
Well, one thing about that, I just don't know what terms are outdated.
I think that goth would be
crazy to think.
I think your mom would say goth.
Oh wow!
You know what I mean?
I really can't believe you're taking it to this level right now.
I think everyone's mom would say goth. That's my point.
Oh, viewers, sorry. He made it personal with every single one of you. But that's the slew. He's
Either way,
mean to you.
What if she came back and went to NXT and fought Asuka? She never lost that title.
My mom.
Okay. Not your mom. Your mom never... Granted, yes.
She did never lose
She never lost the title, so you had every right to think I was talking about her. But no, speaking of Paige... Because what if Paige came back and was like, I never lost that title. Granted, it's not the same title now, I guess.
I feel like that's a horrible business decision on your part. Go to Raw or SmackDown.
No, I feel you. But I'm just saying, that'd be crazy.
No, you're right. I see your point.
That'd be nuts. Because, I mean, who's going to usurp this young... Japanese hot talent, lost for words because there's nobody. Paige.
What day is do you know what day they're airing the Mae Young Classic? You don't know, do you?
I'm gonna go ahead and say I have no idea.
I'm gonna look that up.
While he's looking that up, we will move on. And
because if it's after Takeover Brooklyn, you really could do like Asuka retains and then just forfeits the belt and it's on the line in the finals. That's what I've been banking on this whole time. That's such a good... Because, I mean, really, if you just had her forfeit the title and just be like, look, this is developmental. No one else can develop. Like, without... Not necessarily saying they need the belt to get over, but it fucking helps. There's been no former women's NXT champs for over a year now.
Yeah.
Other than her, so, I mean, that doesn't help. The last person's Bayley, that's a former NXT women's champ. And look how under she is.
Yeah. And she's been up for a long time as well.
I guess I can't say that she's like under because she, was just the number one contender. But still, either way.
Yeah.
You get my point.
Yeah. I get your point. Yeah, we get it. Yeah. I was going to move on. But you're looking up something that correlates with the women, so perhaps...
Go ahead.
I mean, Paige has been getting in a lot of trouble, as we all know, and everybody's just recently was talking about how she looked real skinny and coked out, perhaps, which is really, I guess, none of anybody's business other than the WWE's, because they're paying her to live a certain way. But I think that obviously she's living the way that they want her to, outside of the business events. Set aside, it seems, and they're going to let her come back, as they should, because she's a big draw in the women aspect. That's all I got on her.
Okay, it says that I guess August 28th. I'm not too sure here, but if that's right, August 28th.
No, it makes
so
sense.
That would be after Brooklyn, so they could put the title on the line. So my plan still could come into fruition here.
That's a good plan, but it would still be weird because if it's two random chicks...
Who cares?
Yeah, I guess who cares?
Who cares? That would help.
It doesn't matter.
And who says it's going to be a random chick?
I have no idea.
I doubt they're going to push I doubt they're going to give someone the win that's not going to sign. Look what they did with the Cruiserweight Classic. Ibushi and Sabre didn't sign, so they fucking...
But my point isn't if they're going to stay. I mean, like, you would think that they would give someone a chance that has been in the company for a little while.
But there's nobody else other than Ember Moon. Well, there's like Billie Kay and Peyton Royce. Yeah, but still, just
that
none
chick
of it
with
makes
the
sense.
Gloves, the MMA chick.
Yeah, she's been there a while. Still.
I just think it would be weird. Well, I feel you. Good plan, definitely. I mean, it sounds cool to me.
Yeah.
But that's just the only gripe that I would have with it. Billie Kay, she wants it. She wants it bad. But is she in the tournament? They're not in the tournament. No. Okay. But the tournament's a different podcast by us. Go listen to it. Getting to know the Mae Young Classic all over YouTube. Plastering that shit. We're moving on. We had a strange tag team match in Ottawa, Canada. Tell them what the good old fans in the whatever dome got to see.
In America's hat.
In America's hat.
Ha ha ha!
Ooh,
That's right.
It's a nice hat. It's kind of like a...
It was Luke Harper and Sin Cara versus Aiden English and Eric Rowan.
Weird.
There's nothing to say about this.
Weird.
This is literally nothing to talk about.
Well, you could say the returning. 2 people returning. If
2?
not Sin Cara also.
3, yeah. I was about to say who's not...
I mean, he did English, yeah.
English,
yeah.
I don't know. The fact that they have Harper and Rowan working together makes me think, even though they're on opposite ends here, it makes me think they're about to be the guys attacking Breezango.
I hope not. How boring of an answer would that be? And I really would like Luke Harper to go face.
It shouldn't be them, because Luke Harper should repackage.
Get away from Eric Rowan.
Luke Harper should JBL himself.
Hell yeah, he should. Freaking go do the whole Encino man. You know what I mean? Get on. Stop being that old caveman. Get the cut. Get the new clothes. Get the Pauly Shore cool best friend to talk for you.
Yeah.
And then you're set to go.
You don't even have to shave the beard, really. Just trim it down.
You
can still rock it.
You know what gimmick he could do? I was going to use rock. Because what gimmick I think he could do well that we were talking about recently? The Preacher. He would look so cool if he just cut his hair short. If he cut his hair short and had like a goatee. Just tall guy in black clothes with the Preacher collar on.
That's not the repackaging, I would think, though.
I just think that would be badass. I just like that gimmick idea, and I think he could fit it well. But either way, that's not going to happen because I don't think WWE would do a religion-based.
I think that would have to be someone that the crowd's not familiar with.
Yeah, but it's repackaging.
Yeah, but I mean, I think that's such a. I do like the gimmick idea, but
he found Jesus, man. That's what's happening.
Yeah, but I don't know.
Bray Wyatt was clouding his mind.
Well, I mean,
that's what he did beforehand. He was a preacher before. Bray Wyatt made him his mechanic. I'm just kidding.
Well, tell him who won.
Sin Cara and Luke Harper. Yeah. Tried to make it rhyme.
And that's it.
Sin Cara has a new mask also. We talked about that a couple days ago. It looks cool, I guess. Rounder. Not as pointy.
Oh, wow. More like Mystico.
Yeah, like head-shaped rather than... You know how he's always had like that...
I got you.
Like it looks
like the
pointy.
Wings on top or whatever.
Yeah, that kind of stuff. And I thought it looked pretty cool, honestly. I like masked fighters a lot because there's so many of them and so not presented in the WWE. It's very odd. Like, oh, there's our masked wrestler. Botch, 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 botch. But then you watch lucha wrestling, and those motherfuckers don't botch. You know? But I guess you're setting up American versus...
different things.
Yeah, two lucha styles
Libre
clash.
And wrestling, really. Or some more sports entertainment in Lucha Libre. It's
just crazy.
It's hard to keep up. They're more fast-paced. When you tell them to slow down, it's tough for them. They're trained a certain way.
Yep. But, they won. And that's pretty much it. Really, we don't have much else to say from that. No. We could talk on the other thing that happened that night. Sammy and Kevin Owens ended up working together.
Yeah, that's really... Well, not work. Well,
Kevin
Owens...
helped him in a way.
When I think of working together, you think of having a match, a tag match or something in this case. So they're not a team.
Yeah, I mean like working together
Kevin Owens made the save for Sami Zayn and Pat Patterson.
Yeah.
It's pretty neat. I know it's just a Canada thing, and it's a weird place up there. They like weird things. They like what we don't like.
Canada. Yeah, I mean, it was that makes sense as to why they helped each other. Two Canadians. That was the point, I guess. I hadn't really thought of it that way.
Definitely cool.
Yeah, Pat Patterson involved.
Plus, you got to think,
a legend.
It's the face of America helping this Canadian guy. That's pretty cool. I'm just kidding. But really,
is Sami Zayn the Canadian guy?
Yeah.
Wow, that's so sad. He's the Canadian guy that was in the Elite video.
He was.
Were you joking when you said that you didn't see Kevin Owens?
Was he really in it?
Kevin Owens is definitely in it. He was in the beginning. Like right when they were in Montreal. Was it Montreal they said they were in? Yeah. Right when they got there, they were on like a corner. We'll watch it again. They were on a corner, and Kevin Owens just walked up behind him. He was wearing a baseball cap. So it didn't, it just, you know.
No, didn't see it.
That's weird.
I saw AJ Styles and Sami Zayn.
I thought you were messing with me.
No,
Huh.
it wouldn't be funny at all.
What do you mean? You do funny stuff like that all the time.
Well, I mean, that's just, I guess. That's just not too funny. I never saw Kevin Owens there. This guy's getting me again. But he was in there. That's pretty cool.
Yeah,
Pretty
it was
neat.
good. I enjoyed
You
it,
know
the
what you'll
little
see.
video.
Well, what are we moving on to?
No, the next thing, Lesnar stuff, is what I wrote.
You're going to have to elaborate on that.
Just the Paul Heyman saying that he wants Samoa Joe to win and stuff. That kind of stuff. Come on, Charles, loosen up. Let's get into this, bud.
Okay. You wrote Lesnar stuff,
I
and you
know.
want me to talk about it.
Yeah,
Well,
I'm just
that's
saying, let's loosen up, man.
I'm loose.
Lesnar stuff. The people are thinking that Samoa Joe's going to win just because, which is, I guess, a good reason. Paul Heyman's saying that he's going to win.
Yeah, but that shouldn't... What Paul Heyman's saying shouldn't matter.
No.
Paul Heyman should be saying that his guy's going to win. So, I mean, why is he even... That's stupid.
Yeah, but I don't understand. Is he going in the sense of he wants to leave and make more money? Is that like the gimmick he's playing off of? Because I didn't see it. I read about it.
What, are you talking about Lesnar?
I'm talking about Heyman saying that Joe's probably going to win.
I don't know. I don't
You didn't
know
see
who
like a
said
video
this.
or anything either?
No.
Yeah, I didn't see
I
a
don't get
video.
why
I
you'd
just
say
read.
I mean, I wish they'd keep kayfabe alive. Literally, if Heyman's in interviews talking about wanting Joe to win, that's really stupid.
I think it's like an angle thing, though. I don't think he's like talking behind the scenes. I think he's like,
Well, I literally just haven't. I don't know.
yeah. I don't think it's like that. I don't think it's the way that you're looking at it there. I think he's just being like facetious. Maybe he might even just be doing the same stuff that he was saying whenever Brock and Samoa Joe were fighting the first time. You know, he was saying stuff like, "Oh, this is the worst matchup for Brock." You know, just making it seem like Samoa Joe's better.
He's the one who needs it most out of all four of them.
Most definitely.
Yeah, because he's just the one that's been squashed now. He lost in like 7 minutes.
Yeah, he's the only one.
Which, I mean, hey, at least he hung in there.
Yeah, they gave him... I mean, if anything, you could say that match somewhat lent him a bit of credence, and that's literally what they're fueling him off of. Him saying, I lasted that 7 minutes. But at the same time, it's like, oh, it's just 7 minutes. But then you're like, oh, it's Brock Lesnar. But still, it's like, damn, you know?
I mean, it was a more exciting match than what Dean Ambrose had with Lesnar
Randy.
at WrestleMania 32. It was more exciting. Well, I don't know. I guess the Orton match was kind of exciting because at the end you're like, what the fuck is going on?
Yeah, but exciting in different ways. Like, the Joe match was... I was excited because I didn't really think...
That's a title fight main event.
Yeah, I
So
didn't really
it's-
think Joe was going to win the match. I just kind of thought... I mean, the match was really good. And the Randy fight, I just thought that Randy could win the fight. And it was awful. But at the same time, I didn't think Randy could win. You know, but I didn't think Randy would get... I thought he had a better chance than Samoa Joe.
Yeah, they straight punked him.
You know, I would think Randy Orton would have a better chance at beating Brock Lesnar than Samoa Joe. Still, right now.
Yeah, you would think.
But nope.
I mean, he's just younger and in better shape, so...
Yeah, but he's just Randy Orton, you know, and Brock it's not like...
No, that's what I'm saying. He's a Randy Orton, but he's still younger and in better shape than
Yeah,
Samoa Joe.
yeah, that's
So-
crazy. I didn't think about what you were saying there. I thought you were talking about Joe.
No.
Wow. Samoa Joe's older than Randy?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yep.
That's crazy. Randy Orton, wow.
Push the young talent. Push the young talent.
Push the young talent, Randy Orton. That's crazy. I can't believe it. But that's
Crazy.
pretty
He's
much
like the same age as Dolph, too.
Dolph. Which one as Dolph? Obviously Randy, you're saying?
Yeah, Randy.
Yeah, it's a pretty crazy thing. He just was there so young. You know, how old was he when he got there? 23, 24?
He just grew up there. Even being there
Before
15
that.
years, he's he's still just... If he's 22, 21 when he debuted or something like that, 15 years in his entirety, that's so crazy to think. So,
Is that how long he's been there? 15 years? Around
I
there?
believe it's He was in I was looking back at one of the old rosters in the Shut Your Mouth game, and he's in it. It's crazy, man. That's such an old, just 2002.
Yeah.
So that's 15 years.
We'll look up after
nice.
this when he debuted.
I don't even think Cena's in that game, but no, Cena's not in that game. It's for golly, if he is, I'm gonna look stupid, but I really don't think he is.
I thought they debuted in like 2004, like together.
No, Cena debuted in 02 as well, but
Oh, really?
Not,
It was 02?
Yeah, he was not in the video game. Orton, they had build up for Orton's debut, and then he hurt his shoulder. So then they had these just videos like RNN, Randy News Network. Like, Randy's like a little kid using his fucking... He just uses his name for shit. Well, my initials will be my finisher. I'm going to use Randy News Network.
Yeah, he is like a little kid though, but you have to imagine he didn't grow up like I grew up around you and the friends that we have, and we all talk trash about each other and shit and whatnot, and you grow as a person like that, and you learn to make your decisions off of stuff like that.
Yeah,
and I bet nobody ever is talking shit to Randy Orton his whole life. He's always been around wrestling. His dad is the corniest motherfucker. Like, the influence on Randy's life, granted, not saying it's a bad thing, but like, he has a great life, but still the guy's you could tell that he has not had the best like social life, at least when he was younger. He's monotone as hell. His what's the word I'm looking for? He just puts off like a coldness.
Can't really think of what the word would be, but
His personality is very
stoic.
Yes,
Almost.
he's like
off-putting.
He's not like he's just not the kind of guy you would see like hanging out with another guy or a bunch of guys. I just see him as the guy that's going home to his nice place.
Yeah, he really just kind of seems like a loner, I guess.
And that's why his personality is so dry, if you ask me, because he but at the same time, there's no telling. Maybe Randy Orton's out there smoking a doobie right now, listening to Good Morning Wrestling, having a good old time. I'm not allowed to say that.
Seems like he tries to... Oh, God, you used good old time. It seems like he tries to have fun on Twitter a lot. Like,
yeah, I keep seeing
he's
him
always on Twitter fucking starting something.
The last tweet that he put, I think it just said, "What the fuck?" Just WTF, question mark. Yeah.
Well, he tweeted that one thing. He retweeted that one thing that someone had posted about Punjabi prison and all these bad gimmick matches.
Do you say
shit like this?
I guess this is fun. He said something. I saw that too. He tweets a lot though. He calls it the RTO, the Randy Tweet Orton machine, the RTOM.
He dropped the ball.
I was trying to make fun of him. I'm not as good as he is at making up things with his name. Damn it, ask him. But I don't know. That's it. That's all we have for we branched away from the Lesnar stuff and everything and went into Randy Orton.
Lesnar stuff. We talked about Randy Orton. That's pretty funny.
Yeah, that's all you need. Lesnar stuff. It works.
Well, I mean, Lesnar.
If I know what we're talking about,
yeah, to be honest, go ahead and leave Lesnar. I don't care. You won't be clogging up a main event spot anymore. And all the big pay-per-views.
I'd say that
let the guys who fucking work get those spots. Like Punk said, in order for these people to get better, they have to main event. The guys like Daniel Bryan. What would Daniel Bryan have been without that main event?
Do you think
maybe
that,
a little healthier?
Yeah.
Thank you. Good night. I'm just kidding. We're still going. We still got another.
That's all, folks. We're out of here.
Don't you ever cut me off. I'm just kidding.
Damn it, I had a thought, and then I had to cut you off, so I lost it.
Damn, you lost your freaking thought. You lost your train of thought.
Oh, yeah. Do you think that after Brock Lesnar drops the title...
Let's hear it. What you got for me?
At SummerSlam, somebody big's going to want to fight him, like Kurt?
He ain't going to lose the title.
I think that he might lose...
What do you mean is no big fight? If he loses the title, he's gone. So someone big fighting him is going to be...
Yeah, but what I could see them doing,
I'm being a mark.
transitionally, would be like
I mean,
You take the title off of him, and then instead of him having the title for his last little bit, you bring in somebody big to just have like a big match. So then the title's not even needed.
Strowman. Give him
I
Strowman.
guess Strowman.
Go into a Strowman.
But then
feud
in
anytime.
that sense, I feel like Brock should keep the title if he's going to fight Strowman. I'm just saying it like somebody that's not there, like some kind of like a Goldberg type deal.
Let Joe and Strowman maul each other. Or not Joe and Strowman. Let Strowman and Lesnar just maul each other. Let Joe scoop up the scraps for the win. Not because Heyman said so, just because I want it. It'd fucking be crazy to see him as the champ. But let Joe scoop up the scraps. Joe can go to a feud with anybody after that. And feud for the title, it'll be fresh. Then you got a Strowman and Lesnar feud.
Well, what about Roman?
But then what do you do with Strowman? Because is Lesnar going to show up to work the next Monday after SummerSlam? Absolutely fucking not.
Yeah, you're right. They have to have Strowman doing stuff.
And I don't know what his next date would be. I know he has dates planned for September, I think, but still, like...
I think they said that he has house
plans
shows.
change.
There were house shows,
Plans
too,
change.
in
You
September.
hear me? Plans change. I mean, I'm just trying to say plans change. Plans change, y'all.
Yeah, so, I mean, there's no telling.
Plans change.
Really, though, I mean, if we don't... I don't know. But we'll move on from that. We're going to move on to...
Long story short, I want to see Beast versus Maharaja. Anyway, that's enough of that.
Yeah, that ain't going to happen.
That's a dream, and instead of dreaming, I am awoken.
Mm-hmm.
Ha! I went for it, y'all.
You went for it.
I went for it.
Yeah, he's woke. We got a woke Charles X in the Bad Look Studios.
I'm the woke spoke on the wheel.
He knows what's up. It's weird, though, because it's like... So they're saying that the Hardys might be the woken Hardys or whatever, the woken wisdom. But really, woke
Seems like
is different
Seems like
than
it'd be waking,
broke.
wouldn't it?
Well, yeah, because woke is a term.
Awaken.
Woke is a term right now, which means like, yeah, I'm down with everybody. I'm cool if there's trans people. I'm cool with blacks. I'm cool with whites. I'm cool with the yellows.
Well,
you
then
know,
maybe that's it. Maybe they're just
they're just going to be politically correct.
start wearing rainbows.
Because that's
now.
really what woke means. It just means you're politically correct. That's like the new term for. It's like a millennial thing.
Well, you know, it's like bear. If they start calling themselves bears, people will be like, "Well, that's a big gay dude." Yeah, things
I'm saying.
things mean a lot of things these days.
Well, I will say, there is a much more popular thing called the bear. I'll throw that out there. Yes, the big gay dudes that are here, yes. But the bear's been around a little bit longer. Woken, though, you brought it along with the sleep and not being
asleep.
They could do it. I don't know. I don't think that they are.
I don't know.
I just think it's another...
It's just far fetched. It's like, but Jason Jordan's Kurt Angle's son right now, so
I just
you never
think
know what's going to pan out.
it just seems like it's another them just foreshadowing.
Foreshadowing by rhyming, you're saying? Just that's it? Or
Yeah, well, they literally went into character. You know, he spread his arms, made that face. Yeah, he always does. But they just...
it'd mean a lot more if he hadn't done it as much.
Yeah, it would all mean a lot more if they didn't constantly do it
It's almost like
every
nothing's
time.
changed, really. I mean, they've talked about the obsolete thing. That's cool.
It's weird. It's weird. And I don't know. I feel like it's almost taken them, like, out of everything. They're just not even really there. Because everybody's waiting and focused on stuff like that. But they are, but they aren't, but they are, to me. I mean, I understand, yes, they're there, obviously, but I don't know. Maybe I'm losing myself and everybody else. Maybe I need to wake up. Maybe they'll come out at SummerSlam woken. Maybe tonight they'll be woken.
I mean, I don't see them doing it tonight. I could see SummerSlam. I just don't know what they're going to do. Like, what's even the story? Like you said, who are they going to feud with? Are they going to be... I guess they have to be babyface at that point, and people like them so much, so you got to keep them babyface.
Yeah.
It's like, what do you do? Good Lord, it's so crazy.
I mean, I'd say you would keep them feuding against Cesaro and...
No, can't do that.
Why?
You think so?
I mean, yeah,
That
they
feud
have
seems
been
like it's been
feuding.
dead and gone.
But at the same time, they could just show up at SummerSlam already broken. Like, that could be the debut of the Broken, and they could just win the title. So, yeah, I guess they would move on
It
from
seems
that.
as if Cesaro's going into a mini Shield feud. So
Oh, yeah, you're right. They're
So-
going to do that. I forgot. The Hardys don't even
the
have
Hardys
a
haven't
match.
associated with Cesaro in a few weeks now.
Do they even
They've
have a
been-
match at SummerSlam?
Well, it seems as if they'll fight
The
the Revival and Gallows and
yeah.
Anderson.
Triple threat. I forgot about that.
I mean, it's not official or anything. Don't start thinking that it's set in stone, because it's not.
It sounds like a damn pre-show
Clusterfuck.
match to me.
Yeah, might as well be.
Sadly.
Which sucks, because the Hardys had the biggest moment in WrestleMania this year, arguably. Not other than Undertaker retiring. I mean, come on. That's
Yeah.
the biggest moment ever. So.
Yeah, so there's that. But, yeah, that'd be
We had
weird.
the most uplifting moment of WrestleMania this year.
Yeah,
Because, I mean, you gotta admit, Undertaker retiring is sad as fuck.
it most definitely
That's the
was.
Phenom, the legend, the American Badass. He's got a lot of other nicknames. I won't go into them.
Yeah, Tomb
I'll just hum
Raider.
a couple of his theme songs. Dead man walking. Oh, I'll stop.
Okay, I was gonna let you go as long as you wanted to go. I
I'll
didn't know.
stop.
I didn't know. I thought you've been training for that your whole life. I figured this was the moment.
I mean, I have, but I'm not ready yet.
He's not
I
ready.
could tell by the third that I wasn't ready.
Mm. You want
First two I had, but this was the third one. I was like, oh god.
You want to move on from the wokenness to the tweet section of the
You're gonna have to
of the
guide
talk.
this. I know what Corbin and Finn tweeted. I saw that.
We talked about this dang stuff.
I don't remember what
Dang.
Emma tweeted.
And
Oh,
I
yes, I
tweeted-
do. Yes, I
She's
do.
essentially just saying that she's getting buried, and not buried, just not shown, not given a chance.
Well, yeah, she is.
And Kurt
And when
Angle,
she does, she gets beat by Nia. So
Kurt Angle didn't like that she was voicing that, I guess. But at the same time,
Kurt Angle could just
she
be keeping kayfabe alive.
and she literally it's not like she just said it. She tagged him in the tweet, so he had it's like
Yeah,
she was
that's
speaking
just,
to him.
well, that's just kayfabe. That's just kayfabe. That's you gotta.
I'd imagine,
If
yeah,
she's
that's the
saying,
way I took
"Hey,
it.
creative, you need to do this," but if she's saying Kurt Angle, that's basically saying, "Hey, creative," but she's keeping it in kayfabe, so that's respectable.
Yeah.
And Kurt Angle saying, "Oh, tweeting's not the way to do it." Hey, that's what he needed to say. He needs to keep a character, but also give her a response. He did the right thing.
Yeah, you're right. Good breakdown. That's all we need. We're moving on to Corbin and Mojo. They was tweeting, and Mojo was all like, "I'm a DJ and you're a wrestler." No, he started off saying, "A DJ and a wrestler walk over a bridge to Canada," and then Corbin said that the wrestler would push the DJ off the bridge into the water, and then Mojo Rawley said, "The darndest thing is though Bill Cosby himself was there." He said to him, listen to me, he says, "I would jump in the water myself if I didn't have to hear you on the microphone again."
I had to turn the air on, y'all. That's why I was gone for a second, and you heard Slew like, "What's he doing?" I'm known for attacking around the house, so that's what he thought. Is that picking it up?
It's gonna be on there. But it's fine. If you're warm,
It's just burning
I
up.
understand.
It's bad luck.
It's gonna be on there, even if it picks up or not. It's a microphone. It's gonna hear everything in the room.
That's true. I'm gonna turn it off.
You can leave it on. It doesn't matter.
Yeah,
The
I'm
people
not gonna-
don't care. There's a unless they're listening to it in their headphones and somehow it's loud. I don't think it would be loud. I just think it would be a little,
Well, it's off, people. Hope you're freaking happy, people.
Yeah,
I'll just sit here and sweat.
yeah. That's what it's for. We're working. We're sweating here for you, people. We're sweating here for you.
Okay, the Corbin and Mojo tweet. You didn't get that across very well. What was it now? He said he was going across a bridge. And
I got it across perfectly well. You were walking around messing with the air conditioner. He freaking essentially Mojo dang dissed him and said, you ain't good on the microphone.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I guess you did get it across. I remember you saying that now. All right. What else did Corbin tweet? Let's move on here.
He tweeted to Finn and said it wasn't too great of anything.
I know this one. I'll say this one. He said, Finn said, "Oh no, it's Sunday and I forgot ab day." And Corbin said, "You're 162 pounds. Your abs have no choice but to show." And Finn said, "Maybe," something along the lines of, "Maybe you could spare me a few of those pounds you're hiding under your shirt." And Corbin replied with, you couldn't handle it, little man. Your small body couldn't support it." Very, very personal blows there. Think about it.
I guess.
Because, I mean, he called him small and then he called him chubby, so that's pretty funny.
Yeah, but once you're at
Two things that they wouldn't call out on TV.
Once you're maybe, I mean...
There's a better chance of Corbin calling him small on TV than Finn calling him fat. Or chubby.
Yeah, but that's also... Yeah, you're right. Because I see that as, like, friendship, which it isn't. I guess, what they are.
I mean, you could look at it as friendship. To me,
or no,
what I would think, WWE have put a lot into Baron Corbin, and anything Finn dogging him, something that they've tried to hide, obviously, could put Finn in a little bit of hot water. Maybe they don't think too far into these tweets, but I mean, this is a company that used to make Punk delete a lot of his tweets, so he blocked the company. So, I mean, Corbin...
I guess. I mean, the difference is...
trying to hide his weight, and Finn exposed it. I don't know.
I mean, if he was fat, if Corbin was obviously overweight, then I think it would matter. But the fact that, I mean, he's an athlete, and he doesn't look like he's in bad shape. We've seen him with his shirt off. He might be a bit flabbier now, because he does wear a shirt. But I don't understand why they make him wear a shirt. He looks fine.
Yeah, but if I was like Vince and I saw Finn tweet that, I'd be like, damn, why would you do that? Why would you undo some of our work? Yeah. Now, I get Finn. That's Finn trying to get over, but...
Yeah, I got you for sure.
At whose expense?
Yeah.
Not necessarily Corbin, but WWE's.
I would assume Vince is pretty mad right now.
He's probably just flaming.
Shaking in his boots.
Raging. Shattered and stirred.
Back there just going one-on-one with Triple H over and over.
Having a good old time. We're moving on. Big Cass, he had an interview, and he says he wants Big Show at SummerSlam.
Oh, yeah, he does.
But do we want that? Do we want that salute?
No, because he just whooped his ass. Granted, Enzo jumped in. He still whooped his ass. That's why Enzo jumped in. You know? That was weird. It's weird.
I mean, it really is shaping up to be a pretty bloated card. I tried to stick up for the fact last week that it wasn't. Oh, and by the way, everybody, we missed an episode Friday. We're sorry about that. We didn't say anything about it at the beginning.
Yeah.
But we missed Friday. It was an accident. Not an ass dent, like a butt crater. But anyway, that's that. Big Cass also said his dream match is against Roman in the main event of WrestleMania.
Yeah,
something that we'll never see.
He said it because he said that Roman has main evented 3 WrestleManias so far, and he's just the guy, essentially, which makes sense, you know. Yeah. You want to fight the guy whose yard it is.
You want to fight the guy who's going to make you the most money.
Yeah. Roman.
The only other one would be Cena. Or Taker. Or like, Mayweather. But I'll tell you what, who's not going to make that money right now? It's Big Cass.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not a main event WrestleMania draw.
No.
And won't be for another couple of years. No. And that's being very optimistic. So.
Yeah, it's weird. Kind of. I mean, really, if they treat him correctly, he could flip and just become a main event wrestler right now.
He could, but it seems like they just have such...
It's like they don't want to do it.
Yeah, they only have certain people that they want to give these kinds of push. They only want to give Strowman and Corbin these big guy pushes, so Cass is going to be like a scraggler or straggler or whatever that word is.
Well, I think the way that Cass said in this interview that somebody once said to him, "You're just you're just opening to the show. You're just 7 feet tall, and there's always going to be 3 guys ahead of you," which he was using that as like momentum. You know what I mean? But he's right. There are like his gimmick is just being tall, but there's other guys that are like as tall as him, and their gimmick isn't just that they're tall. You know, like Braun Strowman's not going to look small to Big Cass at all.
Yeah,
and he would work him. Yeah.
Yep.
Like Rowan wouldn't really look too small compared to him. He wouldn't look too big, but like his height is a big thing in comparison to Enzo. But once you take Enzo out of the equation, he can't just lean on his height.
That is true. That is true. Look at Great Khali. Got a main event push and then lost to Cena. It's really the same size. I'm not saying Cass is as big as Khali, but I mean...
Better wrestler.
Yeah, definitely. Well, who knows? Maybe, I'd say a better wrestler, but maybe not a better mind for wrestling, apparently.
Well, yeah, Great Khali has the school and whatnot.
Just giving Khali a little bit of...
Yeah. But also, how much of that do you think Khali is really hands-on with? I bet you he just has kind of the money and the name, and he's there.
You're right.
But I bet he's like hiring other like guys like Jinder to actually do. You know what I mean?
You're spot on. That's exactly what's happening.
He's the guy walking around just like, hey, everybody. You know?
Ooh.
No, not bad. Ooh. I mean, what's he supposed to do?
He flailed
just
your
get.
arms.
How's he? There's.
I'm just kidding.
At this point,
well, you did flail your arms like Great Khali would.
Yeah,
it was pretty funny.
How there's no Great Khali literally physically cannot become a better wrestler. He just can't. You know, he has to know.
That's just kayfabe, all right. Behind the scenes, he's just doing arm drags on
everybody.
Dude,
there's just no. I know that's funny to think of. It's really funny to think of. But I mean, you can't hate on the guy for not being a good wrestler when he literally. I mean, if anybody, blame Vince because they know he's not a good wrestler. It's not like they're like, "Oh, you're great, man, get out there," and then they're like, "Oh, what's he doing?" You know, because people always complain about Great Khali because they say he's a bad wrestler. It's like Vince is putting him on the TV, and Vince knows he's not a good wrestler.
You're right.
You know?
He's not the best wrestler.
I don't think anybody has that.
He's not a suplex machine. He's no Taz.
It'd be cool if he gave suplexes, though. Yeah, I know, Taz. But you made me think of that, and I was like, how crazy it would be. Like, what a cool move, because they would be so high in the air.
That is true, actually.
But Taz... This little guy, we got from big guy to a little guy, he says that Bayley's faking it. No injury. All lies. This is a ruse.
Now let me explain the reasons behind why it could be fake.
Go ahead and tell him.
It could set up for her, if she misses SummerSlam, it could set up just to give her pity. It could be it could be almost... that they've got themselves in a story where they just feel like they needed to back out and they didn't want Bliss and Bayley at SummerSlam. Or Sasha's going to earn her spot now and then Bayley will be fine and it'll be a triple threat.
Did you hear why Taz said these things?
Well, go ahead,
or his points on them? Which are good points. He said that, first off, when she went out of the ring, when she first rolled out of the ring, immediately when she rolled out of the ring, Michael Cole started to say her shoulder must have gotten injured, and he was like, I know how to commentate. You wouldn't immediately know it's her shoulder. You wouldn't immediately expect that. And I was like, good point, you know. He was like, it just sounded to me like he knew where the story was going, or somebody told him.
Very likely.
And then his other point, which is a very good point, and if I've made this point before about people. They're showing packages of her hurt. Like in the back, getting ice on it and shit, and like crying and shit. They don't show people when they're hurt. They take the cameras off of them when they're hurt.
That's true. It's like they're needing to get the point across for the story, so.
Yep, but.
That's a good point.
We gotta hurry off.
Well, we'll be back tomorrow. We'll discuss Raw. As always, you've been here with Charles X.
And this Lou.
And it's a good morning wrestling.
Good morning.